So we're in the second tournament finals here. We have a rematch of the first tournament finals between the Shortballs and ERL. The only difference this one is ERL was the #1 seed last one, and this time it's Shortballs are #1 seed. And also you have a different pitching matchup. For Shortballs pitching, you got Frankie on the mound, and for ERL, you have Dan on the mound.
There you go, Frankie.
So the rules for this game are slightly different than the semifinals. There has to be a run. There's no total bases here. You got one out. Dan's coming to the plate.
So the way the pitching decisions for the Shortballs worked out here, I saw to Teddy a little bit earlier, was it all depended on who they were going to play in the semifinals. If it was ATF, it was going to be Teddy because he had beat him earlier and felt confident against him. If it was the long balls, it was going to be Frankie, and then the other guy was going to take the finals. So
yeah, they flip flop from the first tournament.
But it was all just based on matchups. No ace.
Kind of cool to have that ability. Yeah. I'm super impressed with what the Shortballs have accomplished in 2 tournaments. I mean, they proved that they're one of the top teams in this region quickly. People thought maybe next year. I mean, this year they arrived.
Popped up.
And I like watching Frankie pitch. He pitched a very good opening tournament. He features different angles, different type pitches. Young kid who will only get better. Shortballs have a lot of energy as a team too, which helps them get through a long day. Good, and they challenge too. That's one cool thing with the Shortballs ball is at the plate and on the mound. They're a team that challenges others.
Yep.
They play it with aggression.
Yeah, they're not scared. They're they're high school kids, but they're not scared of any of the competition. On the mound, they come right after you.
And that was a pretty big curve there. You don't see that pitch that much in wiffle ball anymore against elite hitters because if it hangs in the middle of the plate, you can do damage with it. But that was a good one. It started way inside and went first strike. And then he goes back the opposite direction with a screwball there. So he's featuring his full arsenal already. Well, the Shortballs have been known to use relief pitchers too, right? Sometimes they'll flip somebody else in.
Yeah, they'll take. They're not afraid again to take anyone out who's the stuff's not working. They've got the depth. 3 out of the 4 guys you see in the field here. Nate Smith over in the shortstop area.
And he's a lefty too, right?
He's a lefty, and Ryan Drescher over at the second base area, both also pitch. So yeah, I wouldn't be totally shocked if they get late in this game and Frankie's just doesn't have the stuff. If they would go to Ryan or go to Nate.
How many innings has Frankie pitched at all today?
Yeah, he's pitched a couple of games.
Okay.
Yeah.
I haven't had a chance to watch the Shortballs that much. So we got 2 outs, 2 strikes right now. I think it's pretty important if the Shortballs want to win to have a great start. And if ERL gets a good start, it does the opposite. It helps them, establish control. 1, 2, 3 inning there.
Keep throwing donuts, Danny.
Great first inning for Frankie. Hopefully built some confidence for Shortballs, who had a little bit of a layoff. They sat around for a little bit more than an hour. Yeah, about an hour, 20 minutes, hour 15.
Yeah, I mean they got their semifinal done against ATF in regulation, 5 innings, and then had to sit as ERL and the Juggernauts went 10, 9?
9 innings. Yeah. And Whitner had 26 strikeouts. I have 27 outs last game. I think he said he once had 27 strikeouts, I believe he said, in a game. So he had 1 ground out last game, which messed him up. He really only had 1 inning that was a problem. He walked 2 guys in 1 inning. Otherwise, he dominated.
Last year in the June MAW tournament final, he struck out 27 batters in over 10 innings in a losing effort.
And he didn't give any hits last game against Juggernauts, but he did have probably a few batters he struggled on that they were starting to time him. Hopefully the Shortballs are bringing their hitting shoes this game. They are hitting better. Everybody thought their hitting would come later.
Yeah.
But last tournament, especially this one.
I posted that on my story yesterday.
So some of the ground rules, this field, in right field, there's a huge fence, but if it goes over the first bar, it's a home run. The very first bar. It doesn't have to clear the fence. And the left field and the center field has to clear the yellow line in the fence. And ground balls, you might not be able to see, but there's some weeds out there. If the ball goes into the weeds, it's as if the ball hit the wall. So you have to stop it before it gets to the wall, otherwise it's a double. I'm interested to see. I know Whitner can throw a lot of innings, but he just pitched 9 innings 15 minutes ago and finished. So let's see how he does starting a new game.
Yeah, I mean, it's nothing else. Just from an adrenaline perspective, you have to kind of reset. You know, you just had all that, you know, emotion pumping, where any total base would end the game, and now you're kind of back at square one.
Yeah, and also I think it is a little Paul too. Is he just beat the Juggernauts, and that's like they're one of their rivals. They really are just establishing maybe a mini rivalry with the Shortballs now since they're facing the second final. So I think unconsciously, like slightly less like adrenaline here. But as the Shortballs open up with a single, he better get it fast.
That was a nice swing by Teddy. Just took the ball straight away center, real nice single.
That's a good statement right off the bat.
Yeah.
I mean, Whitner had no hitter last game. Very first batter in the finals here, single. I mean, I think that first batter just defined the short ball season so far in MAW.
No, I think that's the perfect way to put it. In there against, arguably the best pitcher in the country,
Yeah.
Teddy doesn't care.
No.
He's just gonna go up there and swing away, get what he can get.
Yeah, playing loose. I think that it
Yeah.
helps you big time against tough pitchers. High and inside screwball looked like from Whitner. It's hard to tell if his velocity is down. He's still throwing so hard. I don't think it matters. Man on first, no outs, 2 strikes. Nate's up for his short balls. They've been the last team standing for Billy Park the last 2 tournaments.
It's an odd situation for a guy that throws lefty and bats variety.
Yeah. The screwball stayed outside. A big time at bat by Nate too, first and second. And we've commented a few times in the last broadcast when a elite pitcher is struggling in an inning, you gotta push a run across some way. You can't let him off the hook. Good view here. Like you can see at the bottom part of the zone.
It felt like it kind of scraped across through the bottom part of the zone, like it was still kind of like moving. I don't even know how to describe that, like it was still moving as it hit the zone.
And then he throws a slider there that has a lot of velocity that didn't move like much above the grass. That thing's not open anymore.
It's closed, Steph. It's closed. It's closed.
You guys have a water on the table. I bought you 2 guys water.
I got my big old jug here. It's still cold.
There's no water in any of those?
Those are yours up there, Tim, I think.
This is
All right, so 2 outs now, right?
1 out.
1 out.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, at first and second, 1 out. So how's Vinny as a hitter, Paul?
He's got power.
You out of here,
I
Ryan?
think he's had a few clutch hits.
All right.
Yeah, Danny. I got you.
Come on.
The ball moved a lot, but it also went to the middle of the zone.
Yeah. I mean, Vinny's a smart hitter too. I've seen him enough that he'll pick up on that and he'll remember that next time.
Yeah. I like his calm batting stance.
Yep, there it is.
Same exact pitch. 2 outs, first and second. I mean, this is where, teams that win championships come through with some sort of single here. The clean single scores a run. First and second.
He turned that on right.
Teddy coming up his last at bat. I'm like, I don't know, first or second or third pitch, he got a single. And as Whitner's only hit he given up so far on the day. A little outside, counts in his favor here for Teddy. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Come on, Dan.
He had a single before towards center field, left center.
Yeah, Danny. Good pitch, kid.
It was a good spot, but I also think Teddy showed a little frustration there, knowing that he could have hit that one. I don't think he's going to throw him that screw drop here, Paul. I think he's going to go with a hard slider or riser. Let's see. No, Teddy was on that too.
So Whitner was able to escape a jam there. First 2 batters of the day, he got on base, and then he got strikeout, strikeout, strikeout at the end of the inning. So we're heading to the top of the second, 0s. You know, that's him. He had no hitter last game. First batter this game, he got the single.
Shortballs is arm down there.
Yeah. Connor leading off for Earl. Remember, there's no total base victories in the finals. It has to be, somebody has to score. You could go 67 innings if you have to. Not me. I'll be leaving.
Oh, was it cold? Why you had your hood?
No, because my neck was getting in my ears too. Maybe in my ears.
There's,
I didn't put any.
The pitchers are not just battling today. Paul Cooke is battling what some people might think is the bubonic plague.
Cold, heat stroke, sunburn.
I went from like just horror to just.
You didn't put any sun screen on?
A little, but not enough.
Oh, I mean, now it's too
It's
late.
too late.
I put it on like 7 times.
It's the gold one.
Yeah, the league is a little. The funds are down for the league. We're looking for a canopy.
I gotta sound like.
Connor leading off for Earl. Top of second.
Get out, Connor Young!
I don't think that's gonna reach it. Nice friggin' catch. Reminiscent of Willie Mays. Connor screaming, "Get out!" in the ball, and you hear the long ball players on the side over there saying, "It's not going out." Very confusing play for the fans and the announcers here. Jordan with a deep fly ball. That is Vinny with a catch.
Vinny made a
Wow.
play.
2 flyouts there. Jordan and Connor back to back.
That's how we played this field, because that's 105 to center. That's what it's needed.
Frankie's got to be a little careful here, getting some good swings on him here. Whitner. I don't think I've seen this in a championship game where you saw 3 swings in a row, fly ball, foul back. In one sense, I mean, Frankie has to feel confident, but in another sense, he needs to also be careful. 0-2 count for Frankie here. Settle down. This is where, as a pitcher, take a deep breath. Know that you're a little fortunate. Maybe regroup a little bit and try something a little different. Nice catch. I like that. He did a little twist there, like Kevin Brown-esque.
I mean, in the scorebook, that just goes down as fly out K. There's no harm done.
He also saved. He didn't throw that many pitches at him either.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3 inning, despite a lot of noise that inning. Nobody on base. Heading for the bottom of the second. 0-0. Short ball's coming up, and Nate leading off. That was a nice catch. Who made that catch out there for the short balls on Connor? That was
Teddy.
Yeah, Teddy, and then Vinny made the other catch. Teddy's catch was over his shoulder. It wasn't like he had to run a great distance. It was more of it just kept tailing. It was a lefty from Connor, and a little bit of wind, and it was hit high. So whatever wind's up there was moving it. That's a tough play for an outfielder. He's a wiffle ball with all the holes. It just moves all over the place. It's not like a baseball where it's not going to move that much.
The fact that it is such a calm day, definitely helps.
And also, I'm just looking back. I didn't realize the sun's in your eyes. Take a look behind you, Paul. That's a tough catch to make. Yeah, so I actually give that catch like an 8 out of 10. I mean, I didn't realize. I think we undersold how good of a catch it was. The sun's in his eyes. He doesn't have sunglasses on. He had to run a little bit behind him and move from the wind. 8.5 out of 10 on the scale. Nate leading off here for the short balls.
Ooh.
I don't know how that ball hit anything there.
Yo, Nate!
This is fun watching the game. We changed our viewpoint if you're watching the semis in this game. We're directly behind home plate now. You get to see the ball, how much it moves.
Yeah, Danny! There it is, kid!
One thing that's shown me, Paul, at this vantage point is, Whitner's throwing hard with that screwball, but it is hitting the middle of the zone. And the short balls might get a good swing on at some point in this game.
There it is.
Yeah,
He was actually ahead of that one.
I think he's just, how hard that was. This seems stupid to say, but I think he's just taking a little bit off of it, just trying to throw strikes with it, and until they hurt him with it, that's probably a good strategy. You know, don't give many free passes. Just, you know, try to hit your spot.
Absolutely.
Don't need to throw 1,000 miles an hour.
But as you're watching this game too, if you're analyzing each at bat, what you should do in a batter that's not batting, is you just saw him throw either a riser or a slider there and just hit the ground like 10 feet before the plate. Just go up there looking for the screwball.
Dude, it hurt.
And then as I say that, when your pounds in a slider, of course, I'm wrong there. 2 strikes. Frankie up here for short balls.
Yep, there it is.
2 outs. Back-to-back sliders there. So it's almost as if Whitner heard me criticizing his ability to throw strikes with the 1 pitch. Vinny coming up here with 2 outs, nobody on. Oh, foul tip straight back.
Vinny swings a little long, but you know, he's got good. I guess what's the word I'm looking for? It's, you know, good hand-eye coordination.
Yeah. I feel like the bat's tiny in his hand,
Yeah.
eh?
Yeah.
Oh, there's
What a pitch.
the slow curve from Whitner hit the inside corner. What a change of speeds there. 1, 2, 3 inning, 3 strikeouts on 3 different pitches, actually. We're heading to the top of the 3rd, 0-0. Top of 3rd.
Top 3.
Turn this a little bit, Paul.
You have to do whatever you want. Tell me to do
Backs hurt me. Just being twisted like that. Johnny leading off for Earl here, top of 3rd, 0-0. We got the finals here between a rematch actually in the finals, Earl and Shortballs. In the first tournament, Earl won 1-0 against the Shortballs. Different pitching matchup too. Last inning, Earl was on. Frankie a few times had 2 fly balls that we thought were going to be hits, maybe even 1 a home run. So let's see how this inning works out.
That's your experience.
Frankie is going right at him.
Yeah.
Maybe like 25.
But they keep putting on the kind of swings they put on these last, you know, 4 or 5 batters. It feels like it's only a matter of time until they get a hold of
they
something.
feel comfortable at the plate. All of them do.
Cut, Johnny.
I mean, if they're strong.
1 out.
Campground now.
It's changing pitches, but got Connor coming up for Earl.
It should be a slogan. You're at the campground now.
I tweeted it.
Connor trying to put his jersey back on.
I'll put it in there.
Hey, Connor.
Don't tag me. Don't tag me. Do not tag me.
Are you saying she's a pussy?
Huh?
Are you saying she's a pussy? You said she's staying with you.
Connor.
She was.
Attaboy.
She's actually got a backbone now.
Get yours once.
Now she's
Yeah, see?
It's gonna be interesting to see how Frankie reacts when there's some guys on base too.
See, like,
Boy.
Tim, can you either tweet something I tell you to, or can you bring me your phone?
and now she tries to put.
Come on, ones.
Oh, listen, I'm gonna have
Good pitch by Frankie. It was almost like a sidearm screw drop there.
Win it here.
Different angle, different pitch.
Yeah. So he is making stuff up.
Oh, and then he gassed. That ball just exploded high. Back-to-back strike. Got 2 outs, nobody on. Jordan coming up for Earl. So Frankie, I think, has made a couple adjustments from
Yeah, he
last
definitely
time.
has. He's not going with the same stuff. He's
Because that's all set up.
Jordan with a fly ball to right, and it's going to fall foul.
Get out!
Teddy going those sunglasses there that seemed to impact him a little bit.
Yeah, and as he's saying out there, he couldn't see it. He's telling Frankie, I had no idea where it was, and he's rubbing his eyes. He's probably seeing stars at the moment. That's why as football players, you always just bring sunglasses or leave them in your bag just in case you need them.
That's a great way to fall asleep.
Ooh, Frankie just missed outside.
Pouring them on my face.
Got 2 strikes here. Jordan up for Earl.
Turn the water on. I'll
Strike
be in the
3,
shower.
inside drop, nice pitch.
Watch this.
So we're heading to the bottom of 3rd, 0-0 right now. Frankie, heck of a start. Nobody's been on base against him, and he has 7 strikeouts through 3 innings.
Yeah, I mean, it's
matching Whitner.
yeah, he's going right after him. He's doing it in like a way that like seems, you know, it seems like it's gonna bite him, but I mean, so
Yeah.
far it's been effective. He had those 2 loud outs. They weren't even, you know,
Well, the thing
they
I'd
were
say,
normal
though-
fly balls.
Yeah, you just said it perfectly, Paul. I think though, as a pitcher, you know they're fouling them off and they're doing this, but you also don't want to go away from what works for you
Right.
either. So there's a thin line there. Top of the order for the short balls, Teddy coming up. You got Teddy, Nate, Frankie, and if Emily gets on, Vinny's up.
I got it, Jordan.
I also think in a finals matchup, being the home team does matter. Even if it's a little bit, it does matter. As Earl showed last game in the semis, they got that winning total base.
Like Native American.
Hit it though.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to.
Teddy coming up for Earl here.
Yeah, just get some of that earnings tax free. Yeah. Get your own reservation.
Oh, I think he tried a slow curve last time he had that stuck out Benny with a slow curve inside corner.
Go, Danny. Yeah,
Oh,
Danny.
nice pitch outside corner.
That got the black.
That's crazy. Not much you can do with that.
Go, Danny. You made it, kid.
You can flail the bat out and just hope, but you really can't do any damage with that pitch. He tries to double up on it, just a little outside.
Oh, my bad. Come on, Teddy, for 2s. Come on, Teddy, let's go.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Teddy leading off for short balls in the 3rd inning. Bottom 3. Teddy fouls off the inside of what I think it was a slider.
Good piece of it.
Yeah,
He had a single in the first. Teddy did. On I think a very similar pitch.
yeah. He was able to get enough of it to hit it in the gap in left center. Whitner's only hit again for the day with 9 innings, no hitter in the semifinals. I think he's a first batter single in the finals.
Fine, let's go.
Teddy having some quality at bats here.
I'll play tomorrow.
Nick Shire's favorite wiffle ball player, Teddy Trashner. Or favorite athlete, I'm sorry.
Is there a reason, or does he have a, or
He
just
just
Oh, yeah.
slow
Go, Danny.
outside
Yeah, break the
corner
bat. Great idea.
screwball looked like there? Teddy just flails at it.
just like the rest of us. Yeah, he's just been really impressed with Teddy's play over the past, you know, not even full year since he's been in MAW.
Yeah. Whitner can make batters look silly sometimes. You can't feel bad there. Everybody's gone through it that's faced them. Nate coming up for short balls.
Yeah, Danny. One more, kid. One more.
Gassed him high there.
I don't ever want to hear you say, oh, you swung at a pitch. About 2 foot 2 off.
Here comes the 0-2.
Good wait, kid.
Sometimes when you try to get too much break on your screwball, it ends up just going straight down. That's what might have happened there. You might grip it too hard or try to throw it too hard, or you change your angle, it just messes up the pitch. 1-2 here. Just missed the outside corner, got 22.
And I was like,
You better, Danny. Come on.
fuck are you? I fucking lost it.
Get that bat by Nate. 3 different pitches he's taken. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out.
I heard you mention
Nobody
Nick
on.
Shire's favorite player, Teddy.
One better.
Favorite athlete.
I corrected myself.
It's tough to hold off. It's easy to be an announcer and say, "Oh, that's ball 4," but with that velocity, you gotta get your bat started early.
It's eye level, and that I don't want to say that floated it. Nothing floats in from Whiter, but it was eye level. And it was kind of, you know, coming right at him. And your eyes light up in a pitch like that, even if it is from someone like Dan.
That was still a good at bat. There
Cool.
goes the curve there, slow curve.
I've never done
People just flinch like crazy when that pitch is coming.
Put a little on my lip, that's it.
You need to get good shit though. Like you can get the shit that's all step on. It does nothing, but I got really good stuff from time. I was moving into my house.
There you go. One more, Danny. One more.
I was like, we had a pull
Nice
up
pitch
bar,
there,
like,
low and inside. Got 2 outs, nobody on. Frankie up for short balls. Bottom 3.
It feels like we saw Dan, power stuff the first game. Now a lot more finesse. Would you
Yeah,
say?
absolutely.
Danny.
I mean, it's actually really cool to see that he's not just relying on velocity. 1, 2, 3, 3 strikeouts. We're heading to the top of the 4th. We got 0-0.
Who just walked through this?
One of the blue balls.
I call you, say your full name whenever you're in trouble. You guys are looking good. Switch on. Big swing, no swing. Big cock, big cock. Yeah, big top, no top. Johnny. Yo, Connor.
We got top of 4 here, and I believe Dan's cleaning off for ERL. Who Dan's been one of the better hitters on the field today in the tournament. He didn't do much in the semis, but nobody did.
Nobody did, yeah.
But every other game he's done some damage. I think he has a total of 4 home runs, we think? 3 or 4?
Yeah, I think 4.
And I know he has a triple too, I believe.
And I was looking on YouTube trying to
He
find.
might be the early, if the team wins, he's maybe the early candidate for MVP. For short, but if the short balls win, that's going to be maybe a different story.
I know what I'm looking up.
I swear it was him, and I can't find it.
We're right on again.
Man, Frankie challenged him again. Proving he's a big-time pitcher, not shying away here. Very calm elements, no wind.
All the flags in center field aren't moving at all.
Yeah. Strikes him out.
That's Frankie's best pitch this game.
Yeah, and the leadoff hitter, as we say many times on our broadcast, is a big out to get for a pitcher. It changes the inning.
No, I would take a shit. Dude, I wouldn't lie. Nah, dude, Johnny, I tasted the one Johnny let out. It was wild.
You hit a home run after doing that. I would have
It
won.
was like an inning or two ago, but
I didn't think he was gonna get his hand up in time.
I didn't think so either. There was a ball.
Oh, really
Good
good
spot.
pitch. That was like a Whitner type pitch.
Yeah.
Got 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1 out, nobody on. I mean, I think no matter what happens, this is Frankie and all the short balls coming out party, the tour tournaments. They're here to stay. There's no longer like, they made 1 finals. What's going to happen? Back-to-back finals in a loaded field is crazy good.
Yeah, it's just on us now to stop calling them surprises and words like that because they are. Right? They're legit. They're legit the first or second best team
Now they're
in MAW right
They
now.
can win it all.
Yeah.
I mean, check out the next power rankings. Win or lose. No longer a team. Oh, there's another fly ball here. And that's a tough catch with the sun out.
So we'll get Teddy a pair of sunglasses.
Yeah. So 3 fly ball outs for ERL, and Teddy has 2 of them.
Anyway, get on for me.
Connor has a fly out a couple of bats ago too. Got 2 outs, nobody on here.
Tough pitch. That was all the way inside and went all the way outside.
The end of the top of the 4th, 0-0. Short ball's coming up. Leading off for the short balls, Vinny, Teddy, and then Nate batting. I know we're not doing total bases ball, but do you realize Frankie has a no-hitter going here? Nobody's been on base against him.
Perfect game.
Yeah, perfect game. Yeah, 3 flyouts, but
way to jinx him, man.
yeah, definitely he's gonna get like 6 hits next inning and 3 walks. So we played 5 innings in the finals.
or 6?
We play 5, but we play 5, no total bases, just keep going and going and going.
I know I confirmed that like 4 times, but I just want to make sure it was not 6 innings. I'm starting to hallucinate now.
It is hot, or not hot. It's
long day.
Sunny. Yes.
I had about, for anybody that cares, I had about 6 granola bars and 2 fruit snacks.
Nobody cares. I'll tell you that.
And what else did I have here?
Even if your wife's listening.
The crumb cake too. I forgot. I knew I had something. And a hot dog as well.
Go,
Good
go,
couple, Vinny. Tim Cook's at least had 3 or 4 fruit snacks if anybody wants to go. Paul's had Bigly Chew, a lot of green Bigly Chew, watermelon. Really gassed him with a high screwball there. Whitner has settled down, Paul, since that opening first 2 guys got on. That's 10 straight batters, 10 straight strikeouts.
Yeah.
Balls, as you can maybe see here, is stuck in the netting.
That just shows you how good Dan is at, not being settled down is a single and a walk, and then being settled down is 10 straight Ks.
Yeah.
You expect that from him, so
Yeah.
if he does anything else, it kind of seems weird.
All of a sudden, he just gets a dominating groove here. And I'm looking at it here. I think all of them were swinging strikeouts. I don't think any were looking unofficially.
Let's go, 1-5.
We got 1 out. Teddy up for short balls.
They get the bat.
Yeah, it's hard to tell what that hit.
Yeah, it had the sound
hit
of
the
a
bat.
It hit like this part of the hat, maybe?
I think it
The
did.
brim?
Say, Danny.
Yeah, that's what we thought. It hit that, yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Thanks. I heard a sound. I didn't know what it was. But it was like this. Outside.
Here we go, Danny.
It's torture. That is torture. I don't know.
Teddy's got a really wide open stance. You don't see a lot of hitters have their 1 foot completely off of the mat.
I almost called out like the Jose Canseco stance if you old enough to remember him. Canseco used to do that. Remember, was it Tony Batista used to do that? Like
Tony Batista had a really funky stance
That was
like that.
one of the worst stances I've ever seen. So lead off walk here by Teddy. He's seen the ball well batting today. Man up first. First base runner since the first inning.
Good spot here.
Nate coming up for short balls.
There you go, Danny. Way to start it, kid.
So after a walk, Danny's like, screw this, I'm going to challenge him for a first strike, and he did. 0-2.
One more, 1-5.
The rare occasion that he does give up base runners, it seems like he really toughens up then.
Yeah, Danny.
That was a nasty pitch.
Big pitch.
Strikeout looking. I was just talking about that. There hasn't been any strikeout looking. That's at least first one. 2 outs, man up first, so a double will score a run here.
Correct.
Frankie coming up. Let's see if he can help himself. And wiffle ball, oftentimes you're like, as a pitcher, you're dominating, like you're not scoring runs. Like, let me do something. Earl's shifting your fielders around a little bit, trying to prevent a double. Going with 2 outfielders now and only 1 infielder.
Single won't hurt him in this case. Let's make it first and third.
Yeah.
Hey, Danny, one more now,
Oh man,
kid.
Frankie took a vicious cut there.
There you go. Come on. Let's go hit, Danny.
I think the camera might have been there now.
I think it was like,
Okay.
One more, kid.
it's wide view anyway. I'm gonna
I
fix it.
think it's a joke, bro.
Okay.
Man, our first 2 outs here.
Yeah, Danny.
Changes
Whoa,
speed.
screwball there.
Let's go. Come on. Let's get focused.
The end of 4, we got 0-0. Earl's coming up to the top of the 5th. Oh yeah, so that's potentially the last thing.
Hey, put your mute button on.
Who's up?
I don't know how to do this mute. All right, we're heading to the 5th. This could be, potentially the last inning. It's like basically the 9th inning. And leading off for Earl is Jordan.
Jordan made some solid contact.
Yeah, and if you think back to the last tournament, he had a huge home run in the semifinals. They gave his team briefly the lead. Usually has like 1 or 2 big moments every tournament. Tournament more than 2, but. And he was also the MVP the first tournament here. Top of the 5th here, 0-0. So Frankie hasn't given up a base runner yet. He does have 3 fly ball outs, but nothing else.
He looks comfortable out there.
Yeah, look at that, changing his arm angle there. I mean, it's impressive to hold Earl to nothing now. I mean, I know they have 3 fly outs, but he's really mixing it up as he gets Jordan striking out looking there. He threw 3 different pitches and out of that. No.
Okay, we just go.
Yeah. It is the 5th, though, just to give you a heads up. 1 out, Dan, coming up.
Let's go.
Ground ball, what do you got in the time? Nice play.
Yep.
There we go. There's a first base runner.
Anyway.
All that fielding
Frankie
practice.
had
Let's
a
go.
little bit more time than he thought, but it was a tough angle.
Make it hurt.
Make it hurt, Johnny. Make it hurt.
The first hit for Earl, first base runner for Earl here. Man at first, 1 out. Johnny coming up.
There you go, Johnny. Get yours.
Frankie did a good job getting to the ball, but it was maybe should have let the third baseman take it. But it's hard to do that.
Good job, Johnny.
Hey, let's go, Frank, right here.
Yeah, pull it up. There's a little slit in the bottom.
Now roll it.
Come on, Johnny, let's go.
There you go. Let's
Right on it, Johnny.
Good
Right
shot
on
by
it.
Johnny.
go, Frank.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Good job. Win
Oh,
it.
Johnny, win
Win
it.
it
Go,
here.
kid.
Frankie looks like he's trying to maybe overthrew that pitch.
Yeah.
Let's go, Frank. Come on, big
Kind
pitch.
of a little bit slower, but
He could be thinking about the fielding play too.
Way to fight. Way to fight,
Remember,
Johnny.
if for those watching the last tournament, Shortballs lost 1-0 on a double play. It didn't work out. They got work on a little bit on their fielding, like just like every other team. But
Yeah,
Fight,
right
Johnny.
on
Way
the
to
pitch.
fight.
Keep battling, kid. Let's go. Go, give it a ride, 1-4.
1 out, man at first, 2 strikes.
Anyway, Johnny. You know what to swing at. Let's go. Anyway, kid. Go, kid.
High school
You're right,
ball
you're right.
there for the second out. 2 outs, man at first. Connor coming up for Earl.
Get me up.
Come on, Connor. Be smart here, kid.
A double, right, Tim? Scores a run. Clean
no,
up.
it's a
Man at first, 2 outs.
yeah, double would score the run.
So short balls are going with the strategy of putting 2 outfielders out there too. Earl did that last inning as well.
Frank.
Inside screwball looked like.
Yeah, good movement on it.
Yeah. 0-2 here. Frankie gets out of the inning there. We're going to head to the bottom of 5.
Here you go.
0-0, and now if the short balls score, they win the game.
So there, it'll
Good
be,
recovery.
it'll be walk-off time.
So Frankie gave his first base runner of the game and was able to get out of it.
Vinny leads off.
Yeah, I got Vinny leading off. Bottom 5.
That would have been sweet if you guys beat that.
There it is. There's one kid. Let's go, Danny. Way up. Way up.
Good eye.
Go, win it, Dan. Win it.
Vinny leading off here for short balls. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
What inning?
Bottom 5.
Could you imagine facing like 96%? And it's impossible.
Oh, hits the outside corner. As Paul and I were saying a couple innings ago, Whitner's not throwing the same velocity, but maybe he's, pinpointing the corners even better than last game.
Yeah, and just mixing it up a little bit more.
Teddy coming up for short balls, 1 out. A run in this inning will get the short balls their championship here.
There you go, one more, kid. Let's go, Daniel.
Teddy almost seemed frustrated on that pitch, like he wanted it back, just missed it. Got 0-2.
Good idea, good idea. Good idea.
Another take by Teddy, good one.
Dude, I had to do that during goal because I dropped my phone off the three-story balcony at 5 a.m. before I had to leave. That's Chicago.
Good eye. We go right here, Danny.
Shit.
Got a full count here.
Shit, I
Teddy,
gotta drive
1 out, nobody on.
4 hours, dude. Now I have no phone.
Oh,
Oh, he challenged Teddy there to strike him out.
That's a good cut. Go, one more now. Come on. Go ahead.
Yeah, let's go ahead.
Nate coming up for short balls.
One more.
Hey, he said yes. That's on you.
2 outs, nobody on, bomb 5.
Here we go. Hold it back now, kid. Deep breath. Deep breath.
Winter does seem a little bit off this last couple innings, missing on some pitches, but then he usually is able to recover.
Yeah, kid. One more, Danny.
2 strikes
Go
now.
ahead. That's one of the day, kid. Yep, you too. Right here. Right here.
Nate with a fly ball to right. Nice play by Jordan. To end 5 innings, we're going to extra innings now. It's 0-0. Nate put a good swing on that, but it was right at Jordan. Jordan's an excellent fielder. I mean, he's a very good all-around player, hitter, pitcher, and fielder. Caught it, good first step back and was able to make the easy catch. Then to the 6th inning, we got Jordan leading off for Earl, heading to extras in the finals. So Paul heading to extra innings in the finals here. Back-to-back extra inning games for Earl.
Did you expect anything less?
No. Especially the first inning, the first 2 innings, I thought there was gonna be some runs early. Short balls had the first 2 base runners on, and then Earl in the second inning hit 2 fly balls that, for a second you thought they're gonna be gone, but other than that, not much offense.
No, I mean, really, that Nate Smith fly out to the last inning was sort of the hardest hit ball, maybe 3 or 4 innings, or best struck ball at least.
And Earl has one base runner, which was a single that, if you ask Frankie, he made the play but didn't make the throw. Wind's picking up a little bit more than the beginning of the game right now. Actually blowing in. You got Jordan, Dan, and Johnny batting. If anybody gets on, Connor coming up for Earl this inning.
You're up, John, man. Let's go. Come on.
Jordan's a tough batter to lead off, the face of the pitcher leading off.
Oh, yeah.
He's patient, he has power, he hits for average.
He makes you come to him.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Top of the zone. That's happened a few times today. The ball hit the top and went flying over the backstop.
kind of a cool, visual for a pitcher. This is an important batter for both teams, the leadoff guy. Jordan fouled it straight back into the backstop. Kind of cool to see the Ridley Park. You have long balls watching the game here, cheering on their Ridley Park buddies.
Long balls and blue balls.
Oh, some blue ball players here too. Yeah, three
Little
Ridley
blue,
Park
long.
balls.
Right on it, Dean.
And although the blue balls are considered the third Ridley Park team, they were very impressive today as well.
And they were fouled, a pitcher or two that once they get out, they'll be even a tougher out of the tournament.
Yeah.
Good hold, Danny.
Danny up here now for Earl. We got one out, nobody on.
Here we go, Johnny Whiff.
2 outs. Looked like a very outside a high screwball there. Maybe Earl might be being overly aggressive a little bit here.
I think everyone's a little tired, just wants, trying to get the game done.
Yeah, it's like if you watch Major League Baseball extra innings, sometimes the games drag on because people try to be a hero or, they're fatigued mentally. I think mentally fatigued is harder than being physically fatigued. You start doing things you naturally don't usually do.
Especially after a game like that, it's just such a calm down from the high.
Yeah, seriously.
It is. Like, that's happened last time we played.
Very wild pitch here by Frankie.
Yeah.
We got pause on play here. I think it's 2 balls.
Yeah, don't make one, bro. Oh, I shouldn't have either. Should have either, man.
Like 6 relays.
Go, Johnny Whiff.
Johnny up here for Earl here. Got 2 outs, nobody on. Challenge him there. They're expanding the zone a little bit.
Come on, Johnny. Aiming for it.
What you do best, kid?
You guys scream so much because I had to match your next.
You got 2 strikes, 2
The
outs.
fact that you guys were yelling, like I had
There you go, Johnny.
I had to yell as well.
Let's go, kid, anyway.
It actually doesn't hurt. But like,
Finish.
I couldn't
Finish
let
it, ball
just
four.
them be yelling.
No.
Strike 3. Good inning by Frankie there. 3 up, 3 down, 3 strikeouts for Frankie. We're heading to the bottom of the 6th. We're in extra innings. Short ball's coming up. Frankie's leading off.
Oh, yeah, it is.
So Danny's pitching his second game, second game of extra innings too. The first game, the semifinals went 9. This game, so far he's only gotten 2 outs in both games that were non-strikeouts. So he is throwing a lot of pitches. 15 innings is not a ton of innings per se, but he is throwing a lot of pitches since he is striking everybody out. And sometimes it's 4 or 5 pitches on a strikeout. Frankie leading off for short balls. Trying to push ahead and run here. A run will win them the game and win them the tournament. 0-0 bottom 6. Whitner starts him off with a nice screwball for a first pitch strike. Oh, 2 here. Oh, nice way to stay alive by Frankie. Oh, and 2. Frankie leading off here in the bottom of 6th. Just high. Ball dropped late, but stayed high. Hard slider. Lead-off strikeout. Vinny coming up for short balls.
Two more, let's go ahead. There it is.
Whitner now getting ahead in the count and almost all the batters, which then makes him even more difficult to hit.
Shortballs do have 3 base runners though, single and 2 walks. Screwball has stayed outside, maybe intentionally too. 2 outs. Teddy coming up. Teddy's been had some good quality at bats against Dan here in the finals, including a single.
Go, Danny. Everything you got. Good idea, kid. Good idea.
You got 2 outs, nobody on, bottom 6. Oh, hit the very outer edge there. What a big time pitch. Even Teddy was like, what the heck? Hit the black on the outside. 2 strikes here. Hits Jordan, ground ball. Final out. The end of 6, 0-0, heading to the 7th inning. Heading to the top of 7th, Connor leading off for Earl, 0-0. Not a bad 2 games, Paul, for Whitner.
Yeah, not at all.
15 innings pitched, no runs, 1 hit.
A nice day's work.
Yeah. And yes, only 2 outs have been something other than a strikeout.
That's just ridiculous.
Yeah. Frankie matching him. I mean, let's not sell Frankie short here. He's been equally as effective and awesome on the mound. He's pitched 6 innings here, and the 1 hit is debatable whether it was a hit. It was more like an error, so he's basically throwing a perfect game without that little botch play. Oh, there you go, outer corner. Both these pitchers have been hitting the corners like crazy.
He was laboring during warm-ups.
Yeah.
Once the inning starts, the switch flipped on.
All of a sudden you get fired up. There's another pop-up here. Let's see if Teddy... That's 3 good catches by Teddy in the field.
You have a baseball game? Or? No, I'm going to a game. I was going to say. Nationals, Cubs.
Got 1 out. Jordan coming up for Earl. Connor is seeing Frankie well today. He has two pop-ups at least. Teddy caught both of them. So the Shortballs are making some very good plays in the field, kind of making up for their finals of last tournament with a little bit of some miscues.
Yeah, they're making the plays they need to. You don't want to give Earl any extra outs.
No, you don't. Too many good hitters. And you don't want to give any guys on base and then.
Good eye, kid.
I mean, it was fun, but just countless hours without practice. Didn't make it. There was no minutes.
Move right on it, kid.
Frankie, 2 strikes on Jordan. Now, Jordan's seen him well. Hasn't been able to produce a hit yet, but he's seen him well. Vinny basically playing left field against the wall. Gassed him there. Frankie threw a little harder there.
Yeah, just blew it by him, which you don't see from Jordan a lot. You see that done to Jordan a lot.
Go, Danny.
2 outs, nobody on. Dan coming up for Earl here. That happens in wiffle ball, as you saw there. You know, the ball moves so much, Paul, that you start swinging and the ball just hits you.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. You feel like a fool, but it happens to everybody. Whitner swinging inside pitch again. 2 strikes. 2 outs, 2 strikes, nobody on.
Yeah, Danny.
Right back up the middle.
Come on.
Danny just hits a line drive single right past Frankie, right past his chest area. It was reaction time had to be super quick, but it was hit too hard. So Whitner keeps up his solid bat going today. Incredible pitching, very good hitting.
Does it all.
Yeah.
He drove soup here apparently.
He's an Uber, he's a pitcher, he's a hitter.
Good eye, kid. Good eye, Johnny.
As you know, if I'm Frankie and him, I just got to settle down. There's only one guy on first base. No damage yet. And short balls are playing no doubles defense here. Two of their fielders are playing against the wall. One in right center, one in left center. Going one infielder.
Good eye, kid. Go, Johnny, win it.
The wind's blowing in a little bit too. If you're going to hit a home run, you better hit a line drive. That was a big time pitch. Whenever Frankie gets in trouble, he seems like he goes with the high heat.
It's worked. It's been effective all game.
Yeah. He's only given 2 base runners, two singles so far today. Now we're heading to the bottom of the 7th. He got 0-0, and the short balls are a run away from winning it. And Whitner's taking to the mound again. Nate leading off for short balls. You got Nate, Frankie, Vinny, and if anybody gets on, Teddy's up for short balls. So although this game has been 0-0, we've had some, fly balls, pop-ups, some hits. So it hasn't been a total lack of hitting. It's been high-quality pitching, and it's very, very hard to put a couple hits across the board consecutively. I think if anybody's going to score, it's going to be a couple walks and like a 2-out single, or you can see, maybe a home run. Somebody hits a fly ball off this power of these pitchers and just put the barrel on it, it could be gone. Nate leading off here for short balls. Last at bat, Nate hit a pop-up, I believe, to Jordan. Got 2 strikes. It's very hard to hit Whitner at any count, but especially when it's 0-2. And that one just missed the zone. He's very good. It's deceiving. Everybody thinks of him for how hard he throws, but he picks his corners too, which makes it ridiculously hard to hit.
Yeah, I mean, it's sort of a insult to him to just call him like a hard pitcher. Or all velocity guy. He's way more than that.
And Nate lifts one out, and it's gone. Holy shit! Nate just walk off home off Whitner. I don't think it was a screwball that hung in the middle of the plate, and he hit a rocket to left center. It was shocking, and as you can see, the short ball is celebrating in the field here, going crazy with the long balls and the blue balls. Tim, move out of the way. You get the Ridley Park boys celebrating together as the short balls get their revenge and win the second tournament here at MAW. 1-0 over ERL. They flipped the score from the first tournament. What a game. 1-0 in the bottom of 7th, walk-off home run by Nate. What an incredible finish for the first tournament in Jackson, New Jersey, the first one ever. The second MAW tournament ends with a 1-0 score of the short balls, and we're hoping to speak with some of the short ball players in a second. Yeah, let's grab Nate and Frankie here. Hey, see, that's good right there. Back up a little bit, guys. So let's go to Nate here. Your last at bat, you hit a pop up to Jordan right field. Did that give you some confidence going up to that at bat? And what were you thinking on that pitch, or what were you thinking?
I was waiting for a screwball. I wanted a screwball, and I got it. Took a good cut at it.
And you knew it was gone when you hit it?
Yeah, I knew it.
That was a rocket, so great hit. And Frankie, pitching there, were you getting a little fatigued as the game went on? How'd you feel?
Just a little bit, but not that much. It really didn't affect anything, but man, they were some good hitters. I had to really switch it up a lot. And if I didn't make that stupid error, it would have been a perfect game.
Yeah, great game. And Teddy and Vinny, you guys made 2 good plays in the field, back-to-back plays actually. How hard was it to catch that pop-up with the sun in your eyes and it was a little windy that inning too?
Yeah, it was a little challenging, but I tried to drop it, could not drop it.
Yeah.
If you look up, you just see the rays. You have to block it out.
Well, great all-around effort, guys. What do you think? You lost the first tournament 1-0 to ERL. Was this a sweet victory to come back and win the second one?
Way back. It's amazing. Yeah.
All right, great tournament, guys. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So the end of the end of the second tournament, MAW. You got a 1-0 score. Shortballs winning extra innings over ERL on a walk-off rocket of a line drive by Nate in left center. And also want to do a shout out to Whitner too, who pitched a heck of a semifinal game, a heck of a final game. He only gave up 2 hits the whole day. One was a single, one was that home run so he had a heck of a tournament, home runs hitting and also great pitching. But the Shortballs did not come up short this time. They won the championship, first tournament, making it to the finals. I mean, they're a team to be reckoned with. They're here to stay too. They could beat anybody, and they're here to be a powerhouse team in Ridley Park and here in Mid-Atlantic Wiffle. Any final thoughts, Paul?
No, I think you pretty much summed it up, Nick.
So for Paul Cooke, this is Nick Schaefer. What a great second tournament. We'll see you. Next one's on June 1st at Ridley Park.